Hello, mates. I don't know why I said that. I think I thought I was doing my other channel. Okay, Bible study channel. Hey, little levity anyway. Um, so we're in Luke. We're in Luke chapter 2, buzzing right along. Yeah, a sword shall pierce through thy own soul also. And that was in parentheses, that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed. And there was one, Anna, a prophetess, the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Asher, who was of great age and had lived with an husband 7 years from her virginity. And she was a widow, about 84 years, which departed not from the temple, but served God with fasting and prayers night and day. And she coming in that instant gave thanks likewise unto the Lord, and spake of him to all them that looked for redemption in Jerusalem. And when they had performed all things according to the law of the Lord, they returned unto Galilee, to their own city, Nazareth. And the child grew and waxed strong in spirit, filled with wisdom, and grace of God was upon him. Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days as they returned, the child Jesus tarried behind them in Jerusalem. And Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinfolk and acquaintance. So let's look at this in the New Living, if we may. Luke 2:35-44. Advertisement, sorry. You usually have to pause about 5 seconds before you can key anything in. As a result, the deepest thoughts of many hearts will be revealed, and a sword will pierce your very soul. That had to do with yesterday's study, and I can't really remember what that was. If I backtrack a little bit, I have seen your salvation, which I prepared for all people. He is delighted. So this is like items from the Old Testament. Jesus' parents were amazed at what was being said about him. Then Simon blessed them and said to Mary, the baby's mother, this child is destined to cause many in Israel to fall and many others to rise. He has been sent as a sign from God, but many will oppose him. As a result, the deepest thoughts of many hearts will be revealed, and a sword will pierce your very soul. Okay. Anna, a prophet, was also there in the temple. She was the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Asher, and was very old. Her husband died when they had been married only 7 years. Then she lived as a widow to the age of 84. She never left the temple, but stayed there night and day, worshiping God with fasting and prayer. She came along. I mean, this woman, in my opinion, was deeper in the Lord than John the Baptist was. She came along just as Simeon was talking with Mary and Joseph, and she began praising God, and she talked about the child to everyone who had been waiting expectantly for God to rescue Jerusalem. Okay, so when Jesus, and then the rest of it, we understand, it's pretty self-explained. All right, let's get going with Revelation 18. We get close to wrapping it up. The merchants of these things, which were made rich by her. Remember, this is Mystery Babylon, the divine feminine mystery religion that runs this earth in an utmost powerful way today. Just, I can't even begin to tell you the stranglehold. And I'm always worried about my own self. Just because I know so much about it, I don't share it on my social media, but to refer to them as Mystery Babylon. And I'm starting to do that less and less just because it's very uncomfortable. It's just, I don't know. And saying, alas, alas, that great city, which was clothed in fine linen. Remember, this is when you name it as a city, its ground zero land is where Jesus was crucified. That's straight up per Romans 11:8, the great city where our Lord was crucified. So, but this is the spirit. Mystery Babylon is the spirit, the land of Jesus Christ is the province, is the town. So they're talking about the city up in verse 15. So let me read it again. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand far off the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city which was clothed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour the great and riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of the ships and the sailors, and as many as tread off by sea, stood far off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is this like unto the great city? And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, the great city, which were made rich at all the ships at sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for God hath avenged you on her. So this is God's wrath, of course, cleaning up Israel. God put it in their hearts to destroy it, which lessens any cleansing he has to do because it's already being destroyed by factions of Mystery Babylon, is the best I can make of it. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of the harpers and the musicians and the pipers and the trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of the millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. Semicolon. Love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.